He sees a bug on the floor, kills it, and puts it in his food. Nah, bro, that's so disgustingly grimy. And he calls Sanji over to him. But then Sanji immediately starts flirting with the girl. He even held her hand and asked if she wanted to drink with him instead. Bro, this Sanji guy is absolutely ruthless. Hello, internet. How you feeling? How you living? You see this disclaimer right here? Can you read that for me? Also, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. So I just started watching this show called One Piece, and I finally got to this place called Baratie. And let me tell y'all, this was absolute chaos. There was so much going on in this arc that I just need to sit down and unpack all of this. So I know y'all been waiting on us to give y'all some more videos, so I got a little challenge for you. If y'all can get this video to 250 likes, I'll have the next video out in 2 weeks. Your boy's trying to get 5,000 people on his crew. Anyway, without further ado, let's continue on with this insane journey I'm on. So we start off pretty chill. Everybody's just enjoying life, having good old conversation. Then some random dude appeared on their ship and started destroying stuff. I mean, this guy is angry too. So Luffy goes out there and asks him what's going on, but he instantly starts attacking him too, still destroying the ship. So Luffy is like, yo, I don't know what your deal is, but be prepared because this is about to hurt. Grabs his face and throws him against the wall. Your boy pretty much just told him to sit down and shut up.
You got knocked the fuck out, man. Give me my goddamn money.
So it turns out Zoro knows this guy because they used to be bounty hunters together. And the reason he's so mad is because his friend is sick with scurvy. And while Usopp and Luffy were practicing with the cannon that's on the ship earlier in the day, they destroyed a little rock island that they were resting on, not knowing they were up there. And look at this ridiculousness. As soon as this dude got some limes in him, he pops up and start dancing with his homeboy like he wasn't just clinging on to the last thread of his life just a second ago. Man, if you don't sit down, because if you pass out again, I refuse to give you CPR. So this little ordeal got everybody talking about how important it is to make sure you're getting the right nutrients while you're out there selling on these large, unforgiving seas. So Luffy has this brilliant idea. Hey, why don't we add a chef to the crew? And you know what? I am in total agreement with Luffy on this one. Not because of the care I have for the crew and my health. Think about it. Do you even realize how dope it is to have a personal chef? You can have them make you the most delicious meals, and you wouldn't have to worry about making your own. Close your eyes and picture this with me. You wake up in the morning and you sit up, do a little stretch, and there's a delicious breakfast waiting right for you. Then you go get some work done, and then you turn around and then there's lunch staring you right in the face. And then here comes nighttime and you have some of the most smack dinner you ever witnessed presented to you like you're a king. Are you gonna tell me that ain't absolutely amazing? Because of this 1000 IQ idea from Luffy, Zoro's friend said that he knew a place that could find a chef that could join the crew. And this place in particular is a restaurant in the middle of the sea, and its name is Baratie. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where the true chaos begins.
The question is, are you ready?
So the crew arrives at Baratie, all excited and ready to eat some food. I mean, look at Luffy. Your boy straight up salivating right now. Hold up, why is Zoro in the back like, ugh, this is such a drag? But then a whole marine ship rolls up right beside them, and it's got this, oh, I finally found a girlfriend for the first time in my life, so I'm better than you, Karen, leading it. This guy sees their flag and is like, I've never seen this flag before. Y'all must be new. Good. This will be a lesson for you. Sink them.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yo, they didn't even do anything. They were just chilling, ready to eat some food. And you're just gonna say, it doesn't matter if you're not committing a crime in front of me, even though I don't know you. I never heard of you committing a crime. Since you're just flying a pirate flag, so that automatically means you're evil and must be removed from this plane of existence. And then fires a cannonball at them with no hesitation. Like, how is this even okay? Aren't y'all supposed to be lawmen? How is this even legal? I have so many questions. They just wanted some food, and y'all are trying to kill them? Why? Thankfully, Luffy is Luffy, and he caught that bit with a gomu gomu no slingshot, but his hand slipped, so instead of flinging the cannonball back at the Marines, the trajectory changed and flung it right at Baratie. And oh my god, it hit the head chef's room, the guy who owns the place. And when I tell you this guy is a character, just look at this man. First off, he's tough as nails. This dude face tanked the cannonball and got right back up. And then when you finally get a good look at him, the first thing you see is a 20-foot tall chef hat he has on. Put some metal on the top, and this thing is literally a lightning rod. And if that's not enough, if he turns around, he can smack you with his mustache. This thing is braided like moms do for their daughters before they go to school and sticking straight out, stiff like he uses pompadour by the gallon. There ain't no mistaking that he is the head chef for real. He wants everybody in the world, shoot, even the solar system, to know who this man is. And they get Luffy, and oh, look at how ashamed he is. He knew he messed up and felt bad about it. Honestly, I feel for him. I would have snitched so fast on those Marines too, because this is their fault too. They shot a cannon at him. What was he supposed to do? Just stand there and take it?
They would have been getting in trouble right along with me.
Oh, you bet your ass.
So to fix the damages that was caused, the head chef Zeph told Luffy he had to work there for a full year. But you know that ain't gonna sit well with Luffy, because that's a whole year. He can't be stuck on a pirate ship doing chores for a whole year. So now he's stuck in a bargaining battle with the head chef. This dude even told Luffy to offer up his leg if he wanted to leave quickly.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
And then we are introduced to Sanji, and he delivers a master class of customer service. Look at this. So Lieutenant Karen and his date sit down at the table, so Sanji brings some wine over for them to drink. But Lieutenant Karen wanted to be extra and show off to his date in front of everyone, stopping Sanji and acting like a wine snob, talking all this wine talk about the flavor and the scent, where it's from, and blah blah blah, only to be dead ass wrong. Sanji just grabs his hand and put the spoon in it like he was a child needing guidance and says, "Enjoy your meal, sir. Your soup is getting cold. Please eat it while it's hot," and then just walks away. And boy, Lieutenant Karen did not like this one bit. This dude is silently seething, all pissy because he got laughed at. I mean, bro, that's what you get for making a scene in this whole restaurant for no reason. This guy does one of the most out-of-pocket things you can think of. He sees a bug on the floor, kills it, and puts it in his food. Nah, bro, that's so disgustingly grimy. And he calls Sanji over to him. But then Sanji immediately starts flirting with the girl. He even held her hand and asked if she wanted to drink with him instead. Bro, this Sanji guy is absolutely ruthless. Lieutenant Karen did not like that at all. He was like, "Hey, what kind of insect is this in my soup? Is this what y'all serve here?" And Sanji, slick as hell, saying, "My apologies, sir. I'm not really an expert on insects." And this had everybody in the restaurant snicking. This is what finally sets Lieutenant Karen over the edge, pulling out one of the most generic bad guy lines in the world: "Don't mess with me," and then smashes the table. Sanji just kneels down and says, "Well, that was unnecessary," but then gets his hand stomped on while Lieutenant Karen is still yapping. The customer is always right, blah 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 blah. And if that wasn't bad enough, his date tries to stop him, but then he flings her to the ground. And that right there was his final mistake, because all you see next is Sanji doing the move you see him breakdancing, and then the screen turns black. What we are shown next is one cold as ice scene. Sanji holds this dude beaten up and bloody up in the air by his freaking throat, all while lecturing him about not wasting food. And then out of nowhere, Luffy and the head chef just came crashing through the ceiling and started fussing about whose fault it was that the ceiling broke. What is going on right now? The whole time I'm like, what kind of restaurant is this? What is even happening?
What the fuck is going on here?
So it took head chef knocking some sense into Sanji and quite literally kicking Lieutenant Karen out for stuff to finally calm down. But that singular second of calmness was instantly interrupted by this random Marine running up all injured and freaking out, talking about an underling from the Krieg pirates that they had captured and starved for 3 days had escaped.
"I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?"
Hold up, wait, you starved this man for 3 days? Are we just gonna gloss right over that? This had everybody in the restaurant scared dumb, except for this panda in the back with the "I stay ready so ain't got to get ready" aura around him, with panda stamped on his forehead. They're talking like, the Krieg pirates? They're supposed to be the strongest crew in the East Blue. Meanwhile, Luffy is just looking around like, this is one weird restaurant.
Well, duh.
Well, shit.
This dude just got flinted in the back. And that same pirate comes walking in like he owned the place. He just walks to a table, sit down, and demands for food. This dude even puts his dirty feet on the table. And if you know like I know, you know under no circumstances, never a day in your life do you ever put your feet on the kitchen table. That's one of those "I brought you into this world, I can take you out" type of actions. And look at Lieutenant Karen. After talking all of that high and mighty BS, now you cower and do nothing? Go back to developmental. You need to do better. So the chef walks up that kind of reminds me of Ice Cube with this huge forced smile on his face that 100% tells you that he's been practicing in the mirror for a hot minute. Welcome to Baratie. Whether you're pirate, royalty, navy, or crew, Baratie is the place for you. Also, I don't mean to sound judgy. Company policy states that if one customer harms another customer, that I have to make sure that both parties are still paying for their meal. So the pirate pulls a flinty out on him and says, do you really think I'm paying for this food? And I was right. Look at this switch up. This dude's face changed so quick, he couldn't react to this accidental smash delivered by Patty Cube, straight up folding this man. And then starts kicking him like a high school bullies do. And then does a perfect curtsy over Gid's body. What is happening? I bet this is exactly what restaurant employees want to do sometimes. Because sheesh, some people be pushing it. And so of course they throw Gin out because, again, who do you think you is pointing a gun at me? But here comes Luffy with his trolling self. It kind of looks like you should probably eat something. Dog, Luffy, just kick a man while he's down, why don't you? But this was the perfect opportunity for us to be able to see what kind of man Sanji is. Back when Gin was getting beat up like a pinata, Sanji just silently walks to the kitchen and starts cooking. And when he's done, he takes it outside to Gin and tells him to eat it. Listen to this. Your boy said, anybody who's hungry is a customer to him. Aye, Sanji, I salute you, my guy. But listen to me, Sanji ain't done cooking yet. So Gin doesn't want to take the food because he wants to be Mr. Pirate Tough Guy. So Sanji just says, you know, the sea is large and harsh. How scary would it be to lose all of your food and not be able to get more? You can die with your pride on the line, or you can eat and survive. Which one do you think gives you a better future? And Gin felt that in his soul too, because he scarfed it down with tears in his eyes saying how good it was. Got Sanji cheesing over there. Yo, this is great. And I'll be honest here, I don't know if Luffy ruined the moment or made it even funnier, because your boy just starts bugging and says, hey you, I bet you're glad he gave you some food. You almost didn't make it.
Move. Yeah, move. Move. Why? Because move.
So they sit down and talk for a bit, and Gin finds out Luffy wants to go to the Grand Line. So he tells Luffy how dangerous it is, and the fear on his face is evident. So I talked about what happened to him in the last video I made about Zoro. You can go watch that and come back. Gin leaves after thanking Sanji, and things get pretty chill, and we get a glimpse of how absolutely horrid Luffy is at chores. This dude is breaking plates, eating food that's meant for customers, and just causing all around chaos in the kitchen. Man, you can't tell me he ain't doing this on purpose. Imagine if you were forced to work in a place you don't want to. This would be genius. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to think Luffy is low-key a genius in disguise.
Son, are you real smart or real stupid?
So after a couple of days of this, Luffy is taking out the trash and he sees something out in the distance. A lone ship sailing towards them. And this ship has the flag of the Krieg pirates. This had all of the customers looking out the window in absolute fear. So the Krieg pirates are the rulers of the East Blue Sea. They boast a crew of 5,000 pirates strong, and their leader is a man named Don Krieg. And this man is a certified menace to society. This dude pretended to be a Marine soldier in a prison after killing a senior officer, and then took over a Navy ship. He then used that Navy ship to sneak his way into the harbors of town just to attack them. This guy was dubbed as Foul Player Krieg because of how devious he is. But something is odd about the ship. It is absolutely mangled. It looks like it was hit by a natural disaster or something. And when Krieg gets off of it and walk into the restaurant, this man is barely alive. Gin has to hold him up just to help him walk. He then asked for them to bring him food and water in the nicest, half-dead, humble way possible. You would have never expected him to be this big, bad, evil pirate. He even said he'll pay them, and then got on his hands and knees and begged. It looked like starvation humbled him completely, but none of the cooks were having it. They would not give him any food because they didn't trust him. They wanted to call the Navy to arrest him. But here comes Sanji, staying true to his code, kicking Patty Cube's head into the wall, knocking him out, then puts a huge bowl of food and a bottle of wine right in front of Don Krieg and allows him to eat. This is when Gin knew deep in his soul that Sanji was a man of his word. It doesn't matter who you are. If I see someone genuinely dying of hunger in front of me, I'm going to feed them. But Don Krieg had an answer to that sentiment. He put the bottle down and immediately clotheslined Sanji's head off. Gin is sitting there looking in shock like, why did you just do that? This guy just saved your life and you take his head off for it? Don Krieg just grabbed him by the shoulder. That's why I'm not gonna kill them. And look at this sickening crunch. He looks around the place and said,
yes, this looks like a very good boat.
for us. So, I'll give you peons a choice. Cook some food for my dying crewmates over there and leave, or stay here and die. It's your choice, but you need to make it right now. All Gin could do was just look at Sanji and apologize. All he wanted to do was just keep his crewmates from dying from hunger. So Sanji just gets up to make the food. All the chefs instantly pointed their giant utensils at him, mad, saying that they couldn't let him do this insanity.
Nada!
So Sanji just lifts up his hands and says, fine, stop me. I won't fight back. I know what he is. But if I have to compromise who I am because someone else is evil, that just don't sit right well with me.
First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna acknowledge that this guy's awesome.
What?
Shut your self-righteousness butt up. I ain't trying to hear that right now. These guys are about to try and take our ship. I don't understand why these pirates don't know who they messing with. You think I'ma just let him take the ship? Nah, I think it's time to show them. I am Patty Q, bitch. And then fires a bazooka at Dog Krieg, hitting him square in the chest. Patty Q standing there like, see, I told you. But Don Krieg comes through the smoke unfazed and then started spawning transformer level turrets from his body. Pulls out two flinties and starts blasting. You think that pea shooter can take me out? Look at me. You see this impressive suit of unbreakable armor? I have all types of weapons running throughout it. I am the Dawn. If you defy what I say, you will die.
My bad.
So to buy them some time, Head Chef Zeph comes down with a big bag of food and gives it to Don Krieg. And without too much incident, other than Luffy telling Don Krieg that he will be the Pirate King, he dismissed Luffy and left to go feed his crew. So now all of the chefs get prepared to fight the Don Krieg pirates. And if you watched the last video, then you know what happened next. So make sure to go watch it if you want more details. But to sum it up, Mihawk followed the Krieg pirates all the way from the Grand Line to where they are now, and then chopped their ship to pieces before they could get to the restaurant. And he faced off with Zoro and then cooked him. During all of this chaos, Nami stole the Going Merry and ran away. Your girl just left them stranded.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Why am I not surprised? I can't say I saw this coming, but I can't say I didn't see this coming. So Luffy told Usopp to take Zoro and his friends to go after her. So Don Krieg tries to attack Mihawk after the fight with Zoro, but he creates a shockwave to give him cover and just simply leaves. Your boy said, that right there was fun. You guys, you'll just bore me.
Deuces! Ooses!
So now with Mihawk gone, the Krieg pirates turn to face the restaurant. Luffy looks at Head Chef Zeph and says, hey Pops, if I beat up these pirates, you gonna let me stop doing chores? And then the episode cuts off. And yes, I'm leaving you with the cliffhanger. If you want to see the matches between Luffy, Sanji, and the Baratie pirate versus the Krieg pirates, make sure you sub to the channel. We are trying to get to 5,000 subs. And remember, if this gets over 250 likes, I'll have the next video out in 2 weeks. So I'll see you beautiful people next time.